Now, the COVID-19 pandemic brought to the fore the importance of having a digital presence in an online world, particularly for entrepreneurs. One digipreneur has been encouraging more businesses to get online and have been giving tips on how they can monetize their platform. His name is Keron Rose, a digital strategist and speaker, and he joins us this morning to talk more about it. Keron, good morning.
Good morning, Kimberly. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
I'm really good. Thank you for having me.
Now, I know I'm in capable hands, but our viewers may not know that I'm in capable hands. So tell me a bit about yourself. Digital strategist, what is that?
So basically, I work with Caribbean entrepreneurs across the region and diaspora and helping them take their businesses online and monetizing their platform so that they can participate in the global economy. We don't just want to make money in Trinidad now. We want to be able to tap into different markets around the world so that we can make money.
Yeah. How can we do that? Is it as simple as saying, I am going to take my phone, I'm going to create content, I'm going to post it, and hopefully a company would contact me to work with them?
I mean, that's one piece of the pie. I try to get people started who already have a business, who may not be online, but now we can, build a website around them. Now we can learn how do we use social media to get clients, attract them from anywhere in the world, and then what mechanisms and tools do we need to put in place so that people around the world can pay us, all right? If you are somebody who is a content creator and you are putting out content, yes, you can attract brands to pay you, and then there's a list of other ways that you can start to make money leveraging your platform.
All right. So we're doing influencers separate. I'm going back to businesses.
Yes.
I have a shoe store. I want to be able to sell these shoes, not just locally, but internationally. How can you help me?
All right. So first thing I will say is that we have a misconception that if we have social media alone, that's it. However, all social media platforms, regardless of what it is, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, none of those platforms have given the Caribbean region any of the e-commerce tools. So while you can build a community, you can't actually use any of the e-commerce tools that they give you in the other markets. What does that mean? If I'm on Facebook and I'm in the US market, I can create a Facebook store, list my products, and all of the payments happen directly on Facebook without having to go anywhere else. In the Caribbean, we need to have a website. We need to redirect people to our website so that even if they see our products on social media, they go to our website, they can add to cart and pay. If you only have social media, and I'm sure this has happened to you, you would have to DM the business. And who knows when the business responds, right?
Yes.
Who knows when? And by the time they do, we might have already ordered it from Amazon and it's already delivered before the business responds to us.
Interesting. So we are sending people to our website, but some people may think that the website is so expensive. So I'm wondering about the cost factor of doing something like that.
Yes, love it. You can have a website done. It's not the same cost as it was before. When I got started with my first business, Droid Island, which was a smartphone store, it cost me about $450 TT to build a website on my own. Yes, I had to learn how to do it, but I went to YouTube University, read a couple of books, and I was able to read guides to help me put together my own website. So the cost is not what it used to be before. You can get a website done on the cheap if you learn how to do it yourself.
Yeah. Now, when we talk about monetizing it, so we're sending people from our social media, Facebook, Instagram, to this website. Is it something that is built in the system where you get paid, or how do you access that cash?
Yeah, so there's both, right? So YouTube right now is the only, and I don't classify YouTube as a social media platform. It's a search engine, but it is also a platform that has social media features. YouTube gives us monetization throughout the Caribbean. So if you have a YouTube channel and you're building your platform, we can get paid US dollars. Google cuts you a check that they send to your house, or they do direct deposit. All the other social media platforms, all of the monetization methods are not accessible to us. So we have to now figure out, how do we do external monetization? That could be in the form of a brand deal, which is what most people try to run after, right? But then that's just one way, that's just one source of income. What about selling a product, right? So when I had Droid Island, I was creating content around phones, educating. The brand deals came, but then I was selling products. I was able to monetize off of my website. So my website also had something called Google AdSense, which is another way that Google pays out creators. Then people started to book me to speak, got paid through there. I was also able to take my knowledge and turn it into workshops with some of the biggest companies across the region. That's another way to make money. So that one brand, Droid Island, had multiple ways to make money outside of just brand deals.
Yeah.
That's what monetization is.
But from that website, does it go to a direct deposit account, or how does it work?
All right. So let's just say if I'm selling a product on my website, right? There are different tools or services that I can use that process those payments online, where they take the money from people's credit card or these new Visa debit cards that they're giving out.
Yes.
And then the money goes into our bank account. So one of those services is WePay. WePay is something I use on my website. Once someone adds a product to cart they purchase, WePay processes the payment. It goes into my WePay wallet, and I have to connect or provide my banking information to WePay, and then WePay deposits the money into my account. You also have every single bank. Each bank has their own e-commerce services. So whoever you bank with, you can go to them and ask them for their e-commerce services. They can set you up, and those features can connect to your website. The bank even has its own services that you could use if you do not have a website, where you can use their services and provide payment links or payment buttons that you could send out across social media. And then people can click on those links. It'll pop up a form showing people what the product is. It'll take the money from their person's Visa debit card or credit card and then deposit it to your account.
Interesting. So now let's look at influencers.
Yes.
One of the things I hear a lot of people think about, and not just for influencers, but one of the things they complain about is, how do I create content? I think people, they start off so good, it's always on a high, and then they run out of steam very easily. How do you keep that momentum and keep pushing out that content to attract your audience?
Right. So I look at it like two ways, right? As a business owner in my niche, I have decided to pick a niche. So it started off with smartphones, and now I've got into digital strategy, right? So I've always been in a niche. I've learned a skill called market research, where we can actually extract all the data that Google and Bing and any of the search engines collect on all of us, and we can extract that information around our niche. And all that data that we see, we can now turn into content. So if people are asking over 9 billion things on Google a day, we would never run out of content, because every single question we can turn into content. Now, if you are a content creator who is creating general content, you're creating skits, you're trying to make comedy, it's easy to get burnout, because you got to be funny every single day, and you got to post 3-4 times to build some steam every single day. That's how people get burnt out, right? So if you're only doing that, you run into problems down the line. It's easy to fizzle out, because again, you have to be creative, versus as a business owner within a niche, or if anybody decides to niche down, for me, content creation comes easy, because I'm always looking at the data and seeing exactly what problem do I want to solve for the people in my niche, and then I just turn it into content.
Keron, when you said extracting data, I was wondering about the legality of it. How do you get this information legally to be able to create that content?
Right, a lovely question. So everybody uses Google. Everybody uses Bing. Every single thing that you sign into is collecting data on you. As a digital strategist, it's our job to use all of the tools and platforms that are available to us, and we use the tools that they provide us. So I can use Google tools that they give us as business owners to look at all of that data that it's collecting on everybody. So I'll give you an example. There's a service called Google Business. If you search for a business, you're probably going to see the business on the map. You'll see the contact, the phone number, see some pictures. That is a tool that Google gives to business that they can use for free to show up on Google, right? And then if they look at their insights, they're going to be able to see how many people call them every week, what time of the day they call, how much foot traffic are coming into your store, because guess what? How many times have you seen you leave a restaurant and you get an email from Google? How was your stay
experience?
How was your experience? That's all the data that Google is collecting on you that business owners have access to, that they can now turn into a strategy or turn into content.
And I have to pause for a minute there, because it's a bit scary. I mean, I don't want to be a Luddite and shy away from technology, but I'm just saying it's
it is.
It's kind of scary when you think about it.
In terms of market research and content, right? If you go on Google search right now and you type in something like, just type in a word like pancakes, Google search gives you data right then and there. Whatever word you type in, it's going to show you a auto-suggested list of the top things people in your country have searched for in the last 7 days with that word in it. So you might see things like pancakes near me, how to make eggless pancakes, gluten-free pancakes. Those are all data points that Google is showing you that other people in your country have searched for. So as a business owner, I could type in a word on Google search without any fancy tool and get data, and I could turn that into content.
And then after I type in pancakes, if I type in skateboarding, I'm still going to see ads for pancakes. Because I would have left my footprints, right? Because I would have left my footprints, yes.
Exactly.
Scary.
So, so all of those things, business owners have access to be able to utilize. And so what you're talking about is called retargeting.
Right, yes.
So I could search for something, I go on somebody's website, their tracking pixel tracks me, and there's different types of pixels. So there's a Facebook pixel, there's a Google pixel, Twitter pixel, and we can use these things. And basically what that will do is, let's just say you visit my website and those pixels tag you, I can now go on Facebook and say, hey, Facebook, I want to create a new audience. Look at all of the people that came to my website that were tagged with the pixel.
Right.
Match up that pixel information to their profile on Facebook, and I can now retarget them on Facebook.
Keron, who has access to this data? Is it, okay, so what is the criteria for accessing this data? I'm very concerned. I'm very, very concerned.
Okay, you know what? How many times have you visited a website?
Right.
A pop-up comes up, it says blah, 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 cookies, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And you say accept. You've just given
right, makes sense.
You've just given access for the pixels to do what they got to do.
Wow.
Yes. So now you'll have more people who are clicking on the settings of the cookies and now declining everything and turning it off. But here's the thing, right? As a millennial, I don't mind ads. As a matter of fact, I don't mind my data being used as long as it benefits me. There's been so many times as simple as this where I've said out loud, hey, Zuckerberg, I need a garbage removal service. And the next, bam!
You see an ad for it.
I see an ad for it.
Yeah.
You have helped me. If you're using my data to help me live better and be better, no problem. If you don't want to participate, make sure that you're turning off all of the cookies that you see coming up. But I don't mind my data being used to help me navigate the internet better, navigate my life better, because a lot of the stuff I see, once it's targeted correctly, I don't mind because I need it. However, it's the random stuff that I see where business owners might not understand how to use these platforms properly. So they're just kind of targeting and marketing to everybody where it doesn't really work out.
Yeah. And so, as you said that, for a business who is listening, a business owner listening now, can I just jump in and create a website, or I need to, as you were saying, find that niche? Like, is there a line? So first thing is I find the niche. Second thing is I go to Facebook, or second thing is I do the website. How do you know? What is the step-by-step process you would advise?
Yeah. So for me, I will always tell everybody, you want to have a website. That is your digital home. That is the one place that you control, because how many times have we seen influencers, even companies, some of the biggest companies in Trinidad and Tobago have gotten their accounts suspended and removed off of social media. We don't own social media. So if we post something and the platforms don't like it, they can remove it. Your website is the one place that you have 100% control over. If something happens, if something goes down on social media, you still have a way to communicate. Your website, when set up correctly, is a living, breathing organism. It actually collects a lot of data for you on your audience and demographics so that you can make better business decisions as well. The data that we get on social media is nothing. They keep all the good data. We get nothing, right? But your website, when set up, can collect a lot of good data. And then the most important thing is, if you are a business, we can't sell on social media outside of DMs and exchanging DMs. We have to retarget, we have to push people to our website in order for them to be able to make the purchases. And the reason why you want to have that website is because if I were to ask you right now, how do you do your shopping? What time of the day do you do your shopping? Usually it's in the evening or early morning, right? How many of those times are businesses open? They're usually not. So if you do not have a website, then that means you're only limited to that window of 9 to 5 when you're open for people to conduct business with you. You're limiting your sales, you're limiting how much money you can make. But when you have a website, when you learn how to install the e-commerce tools, like a WePay or the bank solutions, people can now conduct business with you at any time of the day from anywhere in the world.
And final question, Keron, can anything be sold online? Product, service, anything at all?
Yes, any and everything can be sold online, whether it's products. So I started off selling products, it was phones. Now I sell my services online, and you can get clients from anywhere in the world. So I've had clients in Australia, and I could send them a digital invoice. They pay me with their credit cards. I have clients around the region. So you can sell products or services online to anywhere in the world, and we have those tools where we can get paid in either TT dollars, or if we want to keep it in US, we can keep it in US and put that in our bank. Getting it out, a different story.
And we're going to have to bring you back in because I know you have some stories to tell that we can definitely learn from.
Anytime you're ready.
Keron, it was a pleasure having you on the show this morning. I hope that our audience, especially those entrepreneurs, those digipreneurs, I hope that they were listening and that they can go and start their online business.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for
great
being
conversation.
here. And that was Keron Rose, a digital strategist, a digipreneur, just telling us how we can get online and also how we can monetize those platforms. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.